odds market.
I'm Dave Betts.
Obsession.
This is Theo Goodman.
All the tools to be among that few that win.
Because I'm winning.
Calculated risk.
I'm Stuart from Tipster HQ.
My name's Jay Paglia.
Taking the best price in the market.
Hey guys, it's Abdial.
Some call it gambling.
Here to bring you the best political betting tips.
It's the booming industry of professional gaming.
Odds Market, Sports Bet Daily.
Bankroll management.
Over at Oddsmarket.
Oddsmarket.com.
We are odds market.
Watch us.
We're moving over to US Masters 2019. If you do want to obviously read more of Craig's thoughts there, do head on over to Odds Market or simply check for the clips, and the link will be in there at some point, probably this evening or tomorrow morning. All right, so US Masters 2019 here. It is the first major of the year at Augusta, and Rory McIlroy is the favourite.
Yeah.
Do you like him as the favourite?
I never bet him. His price always feels too short. He's won the Players' Championship a couple of weeks ago, so I would not be surprised to see him win here. But at 7-8 to 1, he's never won here yet, and he has come here in better form previously. So I've looked elsewhere. Even though he's won plenty of major titles, he's never won at Augusta. So maybe there is a lot of pressure on him at Augusta.
But he hasn't. He hasn't won a major since 2014. So it's kind of seems like quite a short price on somebody who, hasn't won for a while.
You're absolutely right, Natalie, and that's how I look at it. And Rory McIlroy was a short price when he turned professional. He was already opening up at 25 to 1 because everyone had heard about him. I've never been able to win a penny on him because he's always been such a short price. But you're right. When he hasn't won a major for that long, there's no point supporting him at that price. He might win, but there's plenty more value down the field.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's now talk about Tiger Woods. Should we take him seriously as a contender to win?
Definitely. His whole year, probably these last 6-9 months would have been geared around this week. He won the Tour Championship at the end of last season. You can see he walks gingerly with his back. His back condition must be very serious. And he has to schedule his practice round it, his whole life. I noticed Nick Faldo tweeted that he was last off the course practicing the other day. And he's like Ronnie O'Sullivan. He knows the clock is ticking on him. And, of course, he's got these injuries at the back of his mind, knowing that if it goes again, he may never play again, probably. So I expect him to be determined. And the one thing at Augusta is previous champions come back and win, no matter their age. Jack Nicklaus came back at 46 and won when people had counted him out for years. Nick Faldo came back and won 10 years later his third Masters title. Ben Crenshaw, it was a great putter, not the greatest of players, but he had an affinity for the place. And he came back years later. I think his coach had just died the previous weekend, and it was strange things happen at the Masters. It always happens in the back nine. Greg Norman couldn't win the Masters. Larry Mize chipped in against him. Nick Faldo came from 5-6 shots behind in the final round. And, well, Greg Norman, for all his class, could never win at the Masters. He was runner-up, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. So who right now? And also, whose game is suited to Augusta?
Well, the players in general that are suited are the ones that can hit the ball long and accurate. It used to be with a draw, and then they've got their iron play's got to be precise so that they are putting on from the right part of the greens. The greens are like glass, and when you start putting from the wrong part of the green, you take bogey, double bogey, and your tournament's gone. So you need players really that can keep it accurate and then be able to, have the nerve on the greens. So long players, I like Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson. Mickelson's won it 3 times. He's 48. I mean, I never thought we'd be talking about people in the 40s as favourites, but he could win at the Masters. He loves it, the back nine on a Sunday. His endorphins and his biorhythms will be perfect coming down the stretch. So I really I really give him a chance of one last Masters. Bubba Watson's won twice here. He's long.
He is long, yeah. 31 there, bet 365.
Yeah, I've been betting for months on him from about 50 to 1 downwards because he's been going under the radar, actually playing quite consistently for Bubba. Normally, you're in the nut house when you back Bubba. You don't know what you're going to get. But this year, he's been really quite consistent. And you've got to believe his game's there to contend, definitely to contend. And Bubba wins all the same tournaments. He doesn't, he's won the Genesis 3 times, the tournament at River Highlands, the Greater Hartford, it used to be called. He's won that 3 times. So the Masters to win here for a 3rd time would be no surprise to me come Sunday night if Bubba won.
Yeah. What about one interesting market here is first round leader. And you've really got, Rory's 15 there, Dustin Johnson 19, Justin Rose 23, Tiger Woods 23. These are really long odds, aren't they? I'm sort of used to, I'm a football bettor myself, and these are really long. I
like longer odds in the first round leader market because normally dead heat rules affect your place payout. So Jordan Spieth has won 3 times. He's only been coming here 6 years. He's won the market 3 times. Justin Rose has won the market 3 times. Now he's been coming probably 20 years, but that's still an exceptional effort. I've tipped Charlie Hoffman, who's only these latter years, his career has been good enough to get here, but
Charlie
on
Hoffman,
the main
41.
tour, Charlie Hoffman, yeah. And when I first backed him myself on Friday, he was 100 to 1. I think he's now 40 to 1 because his first round leader record on the PGA Tour and at the Masters, he's been placed 3 times in the last 5 years, won it once, came a good second last week in the Texas Open, really with an impressive display of long ball striking, accurate striking, which will hold him in good stead for Augusta this week. The price has gone a bit now. Strangely enough, there's a couple of outsiders that you could have a pound each way for a bit of fun on. Mike Weir, previous champion.
That's what I was going to say at these prices. So who basically have you put money on right now? And I'm guessing what, 10 quid on each player, and something's going to come back.
Well, yes. I've actually, the biggest price player I backed is Mike Weir at 400 to 1 each way. A previous champion. I backed Charlie Hoffman. I think I backed Vijay Singh and Trevor Immelman, both at 250 to 1. Spieth has been playing well. Not playing well, he's been playing very erratically, but he has been starting a lot of tournaments well, so he could well win the market. But I did decide to overlook him. But I wouldn't put anyone off having a tenner on Jordan Spieth to win first round leader. He's just... the place lights him up like one of the old great champions, Seve Ballesteros, it used to. He can hit it all over. It can be on the road, anywhere, but he's quite a magical player, Jordan Spieth, in his own right, even though he's in quite a rut of form. It wouldn't surprise me if he starts fast this week. So,
all right. Any other bets that we can take right now? Any other players or any other markets?
I did advise on my column. A player I've been thinking of here for a long time is a Dane, Lucas Breagard or something like that. And the last 2 European Masters champions, Sergio Garcia and Danny Willett, have a certain affinity for Kronzare in the Swiss Alps. Now, that course really doesn't suit long hitters. It suits accurate players. But both are long hitters. Now, one guy that's been playing well there the last few years is this Dane, Lucas Breagard. And he comes here. Last week, he had a nightmare at the Texas Open and missed the cut. But the week before, he beat Tiger Woods in the quarterfinals of the World Match Play and lost in the semi-finals. It's his debut at Augusta. but he hits the ball really long. There's no one on the European Tour hits it longer. So if he can get it round Cronsair, he can come here and, he could spring a shock. So I've put him up in the top European market at 66 to 1, 70 to 1 each way. Just to keep the stakes small because he's got to get over last week where for whatever reason, he was poor. But the week before, beating Tiger Woods, making the semi-finals, it could just be a blip. And
or a confidence booster.
Or what? Sorry, Natalie.
And a confidence booster, I can imagine, beating Tiger Woods and coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So beating Tiger Woods in high-profile match will have boosted his confidence. I think he can easily write off last week. And there's nothing more high-profile than the Masters. So if he gets a good start, I could see him contending for the tournament at even 175, 200 to 1. But I chose the top European market because I'm not convinced the European's going to win the tournament this year. We look a bit light on the ground, even though the Europeans have a great record in the Masters. I've got a feeling that the Americans are just out in force this week. You've got the three we've mentioned. You've got Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka was phenomenal last season. He should be suited to Augusta. He won 2 majors last season. His game should be perfect for Augusta, but he's been a little bit erratic lately. Bryson DeChambeau has just been a winning machine and has showed potential at Augusta previously. So that's on top of the 3 that I've just tipped. So I can't see a European winning. Well, so just stick to the market.
Yeah, and what I can see here, not the of all the odds that we've been talking about, these ones are the less tasty, I suppose. Nationality of winner. We've got non-USA 1.8 or USA priced 2 with Bet365. Not going to yield a massive return compared to your 403 odds, but
I wouldn't put anyone off back in the USA to win this time. I mean, it's not for me, but
I can imagine it's probably not very tempting at all. You're like, what are those tiny little odds there? But could be a good little bet to play.